All right, hello and welcome to today's presentation, How to Take the Risk Out of Choosing a New IoT Platform, the 5 ways to mitigate costs and ensure long-term success. My name is Chris Carpentier, Marketing Manager at Telit IoT Platforms, and I'll be your moderator today. A little housekeeping, if you think of any questions as we go along, please feel free to type them into the question pane of the GoToWebinar. We'll have a Q&A session at the end of the presentation where hopefully we'll be able to cover a few of those. Any that we don't get to live today, we can respond back to you via email. Our two Telit IoT experts speaking today will be Chris Link, Senior Director of Sales for Telit IoT Services, and John Deng, Product Manager for Telit IoT Services. I will hand it over to Chris for a brief overview of Telit, and then we'll dive into the topic at hand. Chris, it's over to you.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning, everyone, and again, thank you for joining our webinar. Before diving into the key criteria for selecting a new platform, for those not familiar with Telit, I'd like to quickly share where we came from and who we are today. With over 1,100 employees worldwide, 2,500 plus total man-years of R&D, over 7,000 customers addressing virtually every IoT vertical, Telit is enabling end-to-end IoT solutions from hardware to connectivity to platforms based on over 15 years of IoT experience. Headquartered in Trieste, Italy, Telit was acquired in 2003 when our CEO, Uzi Katz, set the strategy in motion to focus on M2M, what we now refer to as IoT or the Internet of Things. First, developing cellular modules for 2G through 4G LTE certified on carriers around the world, and then expanding into short-range wireless technologies such as Zigbee, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and LoRa, plus the addition of both standalone and integrated GPS and GNSS technologies. Our hardware offering is the most extensive in the industry. To complete the strategy of being a truly end-to-end IoT solutions provider, we added connectivity, platforms, and our IoT know-how to help guide you to a complete solution. Our services offering came from acquisitions of existing leading companies with decades of experience to build on. For connectivity, our acquisitions included CrossBridge Solutions in Lincolnshire, Illinois, where our primary network operating center is today. CrossBridge was originally founded by Motorola and IBM as the Artist Network, the first cellular data network in the US, and provided data services for the original RIM devices, security companies, and other early data systems. Our platform team spun out of IBM in 2000 as ILS Technologies based in Boca Raton, Florida. With close to 17 years of platform deployments, we manage critical data collection and security for the semiconductor industry. We collect and manage data in state-of-the-art automobile and industrial equipment production facilities. And as cloud-based IoT requirements emerged, we developed the DeviceWise IoT platform. Our goal is to be your IoT consultant. We'll sit down at the table to understand the deployment requirements from all of your key stakeholders, not only collecting inputs from your C-level executives, but we'd like to learn from your customer service and warranty departments, operations, and engineering team what's needed in the architecture to address your internal requirements. Then, from sales, business development, and marketing to target the needs of your end customers. The intent is to add value to your solutions, saving your customers money, and increasing your revenue and profits. We'll add efficiency to your operations, saving you money. We'll help you identify platform features to differentiate your product offering in the market. All IoT platforms will more or less have the generic architecture shown in this slide. Legacy and modern devices on the left, hopefully collecting data and effortlessly pushing that to an edge processing device. The edge processing device, or potentially an asset gateway, provides optimal collection, manipulation, and filtration of the data prior to connection to the cloud IoT platform. The platform exists as a data clearinghouse between your edge processing and the front-end applications, but ideally with cloud triggers, logic, administration, and other key features like a flexible data model built in. Finally, your customer-facing applications could be desktop web apps, mobile apps, to enterprise-level solutions like SAP, Oracle, IBM, and others, where you ultimately view your data. However, if you're considering a new platform, you know things can go wrong. difficult thing to app connectivity, like lack of flexible data model or connectors to enterprise level applications. You could have device problems due to lack of out-of-box drivers and device management support, or security issues throughout the solution due to a lack of an end-to-end security architecture. And if you're moving from an old, maybe end-of-life platform, the process of switching itself also has high costs. These might be financially or organizationally driven, but they have extensive time-to-market implications. You know, the decision process and implementation can be a 6 to 12 month time frame. So you want to get it right the first time. So our webinar today touches on just these challenges. We'll focus on how to choose the best platform and how do I eliminate the risks and mitigate the costs of moving to a new one. The top criteria or secrets in selecting the selection process of a new IoT platform will be discussed, like simple and scalable onboarding for devices and applications, where we'll touch on pre-built device drivers and asset gateways. Data flexibility and agile configuration, often known as data centricity. Strong remote device management or out-of-box support, and security at all levels, from the thing to the network to the cloud. If you have all of these together, you should have an easy migration path. So the first secret, the one thing you need to onboard a multitude of devices almost instantly, that's pre-built device drivers and asset gateways. I think I'll pass it over to John, and maybe you can elaborate on the technical features of asset gateways and pre-built device drivers that are needed in a modern platform.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning, everyone. The key for a IoT platform is ease of collecting data from your devices. The most important decision factor for a successful IoT platform is how quickly to be able to bring devices online and ability to collect huge amount of data in real time. The Telit device IoT platform supports devices like sensors, program logical controllers, intelligent controllers, and other smart devices in a device driver. So we support devices from Allen Bradley, Fuji, CTI, GE, just name a few. Our device driver can also be installed on a asset gateway or enterprise gateway, or on the sensors or PLCs, depends on your company's device, network, and business requirements. What we see in a truly comprehensive platform needs to have an out-of-the-box set of device connectivities. So here's a set of points for you to consider. Communication protocol compatibility, out-of-the-box edge intelligence, native big data support, and bidirectional real-time device management. Now, Chris, let's talk about the asset gateway. We have a concept called asset gateway. So it is a software that can be used to access devices, sensors, and your other IoT assets within your company. The asset gateway can process data collected from your assets and send the processed data to the cloud or to one of your enterprise applications via the Telit device-wide enterprise gateway. So our asset gateway is available on Linux platform, Windows platform, and also pre-built hardware from CalAm, Cisco, Gatel, Multitech, Mitsubishi, US Robotics, etc. We have a lot of partners helping us to build these pre-built asset gateways. So the point we're trying to tell you here, in order to have the best in-class asset gateways, you want to look at the following factors. Certification program to ensure reliability and security, continuing investment for the device driver program, ability for the software to talk to many devices to a single gateway, and ability to support over-the-air update campaign ability. Most importantly, you want to have live, robust in-house technical support plus the easy configuration out of the box. Back to you, Chris.
Great, thanks, John. So the second secret, why a data-centric platform gives you the total flexibility to deliver data. It's comprehensive and agnostic delivery options. So, in a platform, you're going to have a device set of customer-facing applications that may include web-based desktop applications, your mobile apps, or a variety of server-hosted enterprise IT systems and databases, or any number of cloud-based big data analytics solutions like Google Cloud Platform, Azure, and SAP HANA. Remember, all the enterprises are data-centric, and data is the currency of the digital world now. And the question you want to look for in the platform you're selecting is, will you be able to deliver that value where and when it's needed? So let's look at some examples. A typical industrial machine OEM that wants to get into utilizing an IoT platform, and they sell to factories or industrial processing applications with long life cycles in the field. So initially, basic machine usage data is usually desired. Questions like, are my machines running efficiently? Can I get data to determine when preventative maintenance is required? When do I replace consumables? I'd like to reduce delivery truck rolls. Later, employee usage data may come from end customers. Are the machines being used as scheduled by my employees? Why are some employees more efficient than others? Are my employees using the machines correctly, or is training required? So without a flexible data model, these additional features cannot be easily added to expand the platform benefits in real time. So John, if you can elaborate on flexible data delivery capabilities.
So for data delivery, you really want to avoid the following situation. One-to-one coding, i.e. smokestacks, one device, one application, no flexibility. Long development cycles with a lot of resource, and vendor lock-in. Only offer one way to do data delivery, i.e. delivered to some cloud. So when you look at the industry today, everyone is trying to get your data to their cloud. But there are really three options you should consider. Data at rest, data in transit, or both. So look at the data at rest. Data at rest means when we collect data from devices, the data are stored securely in Telit cloud. Data are backed up regularly, and it can also be archived based on your custom time requirement. And data can then be stored in our platform for any period of time based on your business requirements. The next, data in transit. So in this case, data collected from devices, then forwarded directly via our cloud platform to your backend database or enterprise applications, such as SAP HANA or Salesforce CRM or anything else, without having the need to have the data landing in disk in between. So all the data in transit will be in memory and will be delivered in guaranteed fashion from end to end. With Telit's data at rest and data in transit capability, we provide flexibility for you to deliver data and through our cloud APIs to integrate with any cloud enterprise IT system. We also provide both data at rest and data in transit options in the same deployment to meet any IoT requirements. So Telit platform has many out-of-box connectivity for systems like SAP HANA, Oracle Database, Google Analytics Cloud, etc. So with our flexibility, you have endless deployment options for your data deliveries. Back to you, Chris.
Great, thanks, John. The third secret, what you need to remotely manage your entire deployment with ease. And it really boils down to robust device management features. IoT devices are typically geographically dispersed. So how do you diagnose and fix them is key in being able to grow at scale. I need to update my firmware. There may be security issues that need some program changing. I may need to address mission critical diagnostics. The worst thing is a truck roll. You're physically visiting and diagnosing a device. You're hiring expensive field service technicians. You have extended downtime, and you're inconveniencing the customer. Oh, back to you, John.
Yeah, agreed, totally, Chris. I mean, when you look at device management, it is not just about connecting devices and getting data from the devices, but it is also about managing the device licenses, managing the security, managing how you send alarms, the event processing, administration for the edge applications you build, troubleshooting the device, and also most importantly, firmware update. So Telit platform provides the following capability for unique device management. Tunneling ability. This will enable you to do remote diagnostics to fix problems, identify machine trend. Also, as you are right there, you can actually plug right into the machine from remote worldwide. The firmware update capability. Ability to update multiple devices at the same time, whether in bulk with a click a button or one or two individual devices you want to update. This all can be done remotely through our campaign feature. Or we can give you secure access to the device at local level. So the flexibility is there, whether it's remote or local. The last one, most importantly for remote device management, we give you two important features. One, what we call cloud triggers. Cloud triggers allows you to push down edge logics to one device or multiple devices at the same time or at a particular event, and maintain the logic template in the cloud. The dynamic device property change, as you know, today everybody is trying to build the artificial intelligence models or the machine learning capability into the IoT platform. So there is a need to modify device attribute based on the AI model you build. When the model can be refined, when the model can be retuned, you need to actually add an attribute back to your device. So our platform supports such change on the fly without the need to take the device offline. So these quite unique device management make Telit's IoT platform very unique. Back to you, Chris.
Great. So the fourth secret, how to inject ironclad security into your deployment. You need security at the thing level, in the network, and on the cloud. And John, you're the best to address these details. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. As we know, as we talked about so far, number one important factor is how quickly you connect this device and bring data into your platform. But when it comes to Internet of Things, number one risk factor is a platform with a weak security. It doesn't matter how fast you bring the data in and get the return on investment if you have a weak security within your platform. A real successful platform needs to have strong multi-layer security against both internal and external attacks. From the access control management for things to session management at connectivity level between devices to the cloud or between the downstream applications, with the network level security on data integrity. In addition, the ability to audit and validate the data after data is stored to ensure the data validation or integrity. We need to look at all these areas of security when selecting a platform. So this platform can meet whether it's HIPAA requirements or FIPS compliance. So with any IoT platform, you want to consider security as a number one critical risk migration for a platform deployment. Telit technology has a set of out-of-the-box security features, leverage the latest security technology. Whether it's at things level, we support encryption, 256-bit encryption, or TLS 1.2, Or at network level, we support device-based firewall for limited port access. Or at cloud level, we have segregated development and production environment. We offer our expertise to look at your IT and OT environment with your IoT requirements and give you our recommendation for the security deployment to meet your compliance and auditing requirements. So for example, you want to look at the following decision factors when you choose the IoT platform and their security. Thing at thing level, you want to see if they have certified device partners. They have certification program for reliability, security, and compliances. Whether they offer chip level personalization or encryption, SIM card level personalization, or they can offer transaction level logs for auditing capability, whether it's at cloud level or at local device level. One of the unique things I think for device-wise for Telit, we offer a property called security tags. This is at things level for dynamic security update and control that no other platform actually offers. The next level, you want to look at network level. Whether the provider provide carrier-grade NOC to ensure real-time reactivity to network downtime, or VPN connectivity for ultra-secure connections. And third, whether they offer a backup cellular network for when your Wi-Fi network goes down to ensure your uptime and network stability. The last one for the cloud level. As I mentioned, everybody has a cloud, but we treat our cloud to ensure your organization can meet a production environment, have a better control that separate from your testing and your development environment. Permissions, session management, application management. Permission, you want to look at comprehensive administration features for human level securities, only access relevant information, ability to integrate existing IT infrastructure and security with cloud administration, such as LDAP and Active Directory, session management and application management with dynamic tokens, not just one token that lasts forever. The last important thing for any security aware company is auditing capability. Auditing management from the cloud for traceability and data integrity. So in a nutshell, security is a very important topic, and Telit, we offer our expertise to sit down with you guys to look at your particular compliance requirement and security requirement. Back to you, Chris.
Okay, great. So the fifth secret is really just pulling it all together. You need all of the above to have an easy migration path. And kind of the summary, the following make that migration easy. You need simple and scalable onboarding for your devices and applications through pre-built device drivers and asset gateways. Data flexibility and agile configuration, or data centricity. Strong remote device management with out-of-box support, and security at all levels, from thing to network to cloud. So look for a mature platform. It takes years to develop this. For Telit, it's been, we've been at it for over 20 years, dating back to our origins within IBM. No one has more expertise. We don't make rookie mistakes. We have hundreds of enterprise customers. Our continued investment in our Telit IoT enablement roadmap is key. We're not going anywhere soon. This is not a reactionary development to the latest trends. This is our core business. So with that, our Telit IoT know-how, our consulting services, we can sit with you and review your current architecture, assess the needs, help map out a migration plan or launch your first platform, and get you to a proof of concept quickly. So thank you for your time today. And with that, I'll turn it back over to our moderator, Chris Carpentier.
All right, Chris, John, thank you guys. You brought up a lot of really interesting points today and showed us some of the best ways to take the risk out of choosing an IoT platform. So thank you. Before we get into our Q&A session, I just want to take a moment to mention another great way to make your transition to a new IoT platform as easy as possible, Telit IoT University. Our program offers multi-day classes that will quickly help you learn how to deploy with Telit's IoT products and services. People always walk away saying how blown away they are by the product and can't wait to share all the ideas they have once they get back to their workplace. As you can see, we have a number of classes running between now and the end of the year, both in our Boca Raton, Florida, and Trieste, Italy offices. So with that, let's get going on our Q&A session. You can type any questions you have in the question pane of GoToWebinar if you haven't yet already. Also, please use the raise your hand function if you'd like us to reach out and answer some of your IoT questions, or perhaps advise on taking the next step in migrating your IoT deployment. Chris and John's emails will appear on screen in a second. You can ask any questions to either or both of them if you'd like to. So let's get started with the questions. John, I think this one's going to go to you. We have this question here. What's the communication protocol between edge devices, for example, sensors, and the asset gateway?
Thank you, Chris. So we offer multiple ways to connect. Like we mentioned, we build out-of-the-box device drivers. For example, we support OPC DA client. We support OPC UA client. We support TCP, UDP. We also support AT command. We have drivers for Allen Bradley, Rockwell PLCs. We have Mitsubishi drivers. But we support MQTT with TR50. So TR50 is a security protocol that runs on top of MQTT protocol. It's a predefined with security definitions or headers. With a JSON payload, predefined JSON payload. So you don't have to write XML document to describe your payload with MQTT protocol anymore. It's a fast, easy, and secure protocol that we build on top of MQTT. Additionally, we support AT command. So for product that you don't have a TCP or UDP or easy way to integrate, we actually support AT command to connect to the device. Back to you, Chris.
All right. Thank you, John. Chris, this is a question for you. How much does it take to start? This is what one of our viewers is asking us. Do I need to account for costs before I actually get connected, like starting up servers, spinning up an instance, etc.?
Yeah, that's a good question, Chris. Well, the first thing to getting started is to choose to start, right? So call us up, and off the bat, we can get you on portal.telit.com. So just portal.telit.com, and you can sign up for a free account. You can develop with up to 10 devices for free, a complete IoT platform. What we'd like to do, though, is sit down with our opportunity team and understand what your goals are up front, give you some tips and tricks to utilize the help guides and get started on your own, or ideally to attend our university, as Chris mentioned. Then we'll help you with our tech support team, and maybe a few weeks later sit down and kind of see how things are going and review the progress. If needed, we do have professional service internally, and we manage third-party development teams that are used to our platform, have done a lot of projects for other customers, and we can make those introductions, and we help manage that process as well.
All right, Chris, perfect. Thank you. We have another question here. This is a security-oriented question. I think, John, you'll be able to tackle this one. Can you elaborate a little bit more on your tunneling ability? What security features are relevant to that?
So for our tunneling ability, it's a very unique way to keep the communication secure. So we do at a layer 2, basically within the tier 2, the TCP layer. The device-wise layer 2 tunneling capability is started with requests coming from the device. that request will coming back without the need opening up the firewall. So the tunneling request will come into the IoT platform, our Telit cloud platform. Once the organization see that request, accept that request, that tunneling is established between the device and the portal within that particular session. And all the information will go through the standard SSL port 8080. Once that session is finished and tunneling is taken down, so there's no need to actually for the IT department to do any port opening or any policy monitoring. All that information is secure and as only can be established from the device. It's a one-way request. Back to you, Chris.
All righty, thank you, John. Chris, we have a question for you here. Do you provide cellular connectivity as a part of your solution?
Absolutely. That's actually one of our key benefits with our connectivity device portal. We aggregate the portals from all of the carriers we have relationships around the world. And so within the same platform where you're managing your application, you can also manage your SIM cards, activate, deactivate, diagnose what's going on in the field, look at usage data, etc. So it's very convenient. We've pulled it all together so you have one login.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Chris. Here we have a question. I think this one will probably go to John. We have somebody here who's working with Microsoft Azure, and they would like to know, what does Telit do to make pushing data from devices into Microsoft Azure as easy as possible?
So we have two options when connecting or integrating with Azure. Number one, we provide the option to actually hosting the whole platform in Azure for you. So it can be a private instance inside Azure or it can be a public instance. We basically move the IoT platform to Azure. Second is if you want to have our hosting ability still within AWS, Amazon AWS, but just sending data over to Azure to either their IoT hub or event hub or even for their analytics. So we have the native connectivity. We do a publish, a TR50 publish, and pushing the data from Amazon natively to Azure. That can be a live stream or that can be a bulk publish. Back to you.
Chris. All right. Thank you, John. Chris, I have a question for you here. What is the typical number of devices on the field that are managed/supported with our solution?
That really depends on your application. We have full scalability in our platform. So it can be, as few as a few thousand, or it can be, tens of thousands and above.
All righty. Let's see here. What else do we have here? We have a question, which kind of along those same lines. Which industries are most interested in Telit IoT solutions, Chris?
Right. Oh my gosh. With 7,000 plus customers, we've seen every vertical that you can imagine. And each week, I'm amazed at the new applications that come in, and we all ask that question. Why didn't I think of that? So. Heavy industrial applications obviously need the inputs to be able to efficiently provide preventative maintenance and reduce truck rolls. So I think that's a major area, and to, use the campaigns to update their software over the air. Then in addition, we've seen a lot of customers where maybe they were selling hardware only, but they've been able to change their model and create an entirely new business where they were, instead of just selling a controller, for example, I'll use an example of irrigation controllers. Instead, now they can offer service to their customers where maybe a property manager who has many buildings to manage can use his mobile app and control the controllers at several of the buildings from one location without those additional truck rolls. So for the customers, they're happy. They get the value-added service. And for the OEM, they're happy because now they have a recurring revenue model. So I hope that answers the question, but it really is every vertical from industrial equipment to telematics to telemedicine to just all kinds of remote monitoring applications.
Excellent. I hope that answers his question. We have another one here. This might be for John. Does Telit have a plan to support the LoRa wireless technology?
Yes. In fact, we already have a new module. We have to look at the number that actually have a LoRa wireless module built in with Telit chip. We're also working with a couple hardware vendors building out the asset gateway with the LoRa module inside. If you need more information, just send me or Chris a email. We can give you the module numbers.
And I'll add to that. Our platform is agnostic. You know, it doesn't have to be cellular. It can be wired. It can be any of the wireless technologies that can provide that input into the cloud. And so one of the reasons we've expanded that short range offering on the hardware side is to completely, you know, fill out the options for you to enable you to deploy your entire, you know, whatever architecture you have in your platform, in your system. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, John. I believe that's going to conclude our Q&A session for the day. Looks like we're 20 minutes short of the hour, which should be good for everybody. So thank you for attending this webinar. We hope you learned quite a few things to consider when it comes to switching IoT platforms. And you can look forward to being sent a recording of the webinar soon. Thanks, and have a great day.